All right, guys. Apparently, I'm hearing through the grapevine of Joe Rogan. John Jones is not getting offered $30 million by the UFC to fight Tom Aspinall. Now, guys, I just recently did a video talking about John Jones, and I thought this was going to be highly obtainable for him to get. I thought the GOAT would get $30 million for his final fight to go ahead and face this new up-and-coming guy that wants to go ahead and take the throne of the GOAT of John Jones. I thought that storyline would have sold for the UFC. This would have been the biggest fight that the UFC had to sell of 2025, and I believe the biggest fight that the UFC had to sell in their entire UFC history. Now, guys, John Jones not getting offered $30 million. I just heard the news by Joe Rogan. Let's go ahead and react to the news, guys. You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so help your boy out.
Speaking of which, I have to correct something. We were talking about John Jones. I had heard a rumor that John Jones wanted $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. And I did hear that rumor. And I did hear that the UFC said yes, but it is not true. So Dana contacted me and said that rumor's bullshit. So I felt obligated to tell everybody that was a fake rumor. I don't even remember who, because we did that podcast. Unfortunately, we did that podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember who told me that.
What do you think the amount is that John Jones would fight him for, or do you think it's an amount?
Well, apparently John is thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
And he should. I mean, he's going to have to someday. He should. I'm not saying he should retire. I'm saying he should think about it. Give the man all the time he wants. He can fight whenever he wants to fight. That's John Jones. He's the GOAT.
And this had me thinking for a quick second, man. John Jones asked for $30 million. This was the starting price that he asked for. So for him to just obviously go ahead and say, oh, I'm going to retire, something had to have happened in between of that. There had to have been a negotiation deal. Okay, John Jones and Dana White, they're on the phone together. Let's go ahead and make a deal. Keep in mind, I believe the Saudis should be a part of it. So that is extra money that can be offered, not just only by Dana White. So you go ahead and think about the conversation that these two dudes can have with each other. All right, John Jones and Dana White, beep, 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 they're on the phone, cool. John Jones say, Dana White, in order for me to fight Tom Aspinall, I need $30 million. Dana White declines that offer and says, no, you're not getting that $30 million. John Jones at this point, all right, Dana, 30 might be too much. What about 25 million? Is that too much, Dana? Maybe Dana says no to 25 million. What about 20 million? Is Dana saying no to 20 million? I don't think Dana will say no to 20 million. All right, let's say in the world Dana says no to 20 million. Now, we all know Dana White is a cheap mother effer, so it's a chance that he does say no to 20 million because that is a lot of money. All right, boom, let's go down to 15 million, and that is the lowest I can go. Dana White should be able to pull the plug. It's not only him using his money, it's the Saudis' money too that you can use, and you have another avenue of money that you can, invest in John Jones and that Tom Aspinall fight for UFC, wherever the hell it can be. Now, guys, let's go ahead and look at another slide of John Jones, and we're looking at his paydays. And I don't know if this is exact, but we have a number and something we can look at of what John Jones have been getting paid in his most recent fights. And we just went ahead and looked at 2019, and we're going to scale it out from Thiago Santos all the way down to his most recent fight in Stipe Miocic. So let's look at it, guys. We have Thiago Santos. The base salary was $500K, and John Jones obviously won that fight. And you go ahead and look at it, man. John Jones basically just won $500,000 for beating Thiago Silva. Nothing too crazy. You go down to Dominic Reyes. A lot of people thought John Jones should have lost that fight, and I can see why John Jones is not looking at Tom Aspinall as a dude that he wants to go ahead and risk anything for, because having a huge risk fight like Dominic Reyes and almost losing that fight is absolutely crazy, because the only payout that you got from it was $500,000. So I can see John Jones wanting to up the ante just a slight bit in his pay grade. God damn it! Now you go down to Cyril Gane. He made $2 million beating Cyril Gane, probably the easiest $2 million he's ever made. And then you can go down to Stipe Miocic. He won $5 million beating Stipe Miocic, old man Stipe. And I thought Stipe looked pretty good in that fight, but John Jones showed he is head and heels better than Stipe Miocic. Now we can see his last payday was $5 million. Now, why can't we up that up to 10 more million? Why? Maybe that offer did come to the table and John Jones probably declined it, but I don't think John Jones would decline $15 million after he just won $5 million beating Stipe Miocic. That's my thought on that. Granted, he does want to take an Alex Pereira fight because if that fight got offered, he would have taken that in a heartbeat. Let's go ahead and hear Daniel Cormier also talk about Jon Jones and him and what Daniel Cormier made against, I forgot against what fighter. We're gonna look at it now.
Now, as a person that has been involved in big fights, a person that has sold pay-per-views, a person that at his time was at the top of the pay scale in the UFC as the heavyweight and light heavyweight champion. $30 million was literally a world away from anything we were making. I remember when I got paid in New York, I got like a big bump to take a fight.
That's the Garden, guys. New York is a big spot to get paid at, man.
Fight on 3 weeks' notice, which ultimately became my salary.
No more to explain.
And people were astounded with the number. But I will tell you, it was a fraction of what that number that he's asking for is. It was nowhere near that. Let me look at the gate from Madison Square Garden. UFC 3, let's see. Jones versus Miocic gate. According to CEO at a $16 million gate. That's a massive gate. That's a massive gate from Jon Jones. Okay. How many pay-per-views did they sell? Now, when you start looking at it like that, you start going, I don't know if his ask is as crazy as people are saying. Hogan thinks that the UFC will pay the $30 million to get Jon Jones in there with Tom Aspinall. I'm not sure he gets to 30, but if you ask for 30 and you get 20 or you get 15, that's a win for Jon Jones on his way out.
And that's what I'm saying. What's wrong with 15? What's wrong with 20? We can go ahead and do that. Dana White isn't a poor son of a bitch. Why can't we do that? Now let's go ahead and look at Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones, guys. I thought I would go ahead and relive this moment with you guys because we didn't really live this moment together. So we have a chance to relive this moment. We have a true face-off between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. And let's look how these two dudes compare to each other because I personally think Jon Jones washes Tom Aspinall. Besides the first and the second round, I don't know much from Tom Aspinall. I don't have much data points to be like, oh yeah, Tom Aspinall is good here, good there. He's good off his back. He's good wrestling. I don't have too much data, guys. I can't say Tom Aspinall is better. But let's go ahead and look at these two dudes go face to face. And this is not a $30 million fight, in my opinion, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Tom Aspinall isn't that big of a name. A $30 million fight, in my opinion, is two big names going at it and both guys getting compensated the right way. Not one guy getting compensated perfectly fine and the other guy gets compensated like an absolute jobber. Or like a champion. I wouldn't say a jobber. I'm not disrespecting Tom Aspinall like that now. But let's go ahead and look at these two dudes go ahead and have a quick little face off with each other. Tom Aspinall decided to pull up on Jon Jones at some event. Look at that handshake. Look at that handshake. Look at Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall eye to eye with each other. Jon Jones, the old 38-year-old, and you have the young prospect and Tom Aspinall, and these two dudes look damn near the same in terms of figure and shape.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, get your hand off me. Get your hand off me. Look at that. Let's play that back. Tom Aspinall quickly went ahead.
I would hope so.
Hold on, let's play that back.
Nice to meet you too.
Boom. Try to go ahead and put the hand on the shoulder. Get that off me, man. You lost your mind?
I would hope so. I would hope so. All the best. All the best. Sure. Yeah. Let's get it. Say something.
Now, I will say Tom Aspinall is a little bit taller, but then again, this is a bald Jon Jones, so I don't know how the height difference really play out here, but Tom Aspinall looks a little taller in this point of view right here. Tom Aspinall might be a little bit bigger, just a slight bit bigger. I don't know. Am I going crazy? I don't know. I just see a little bit, I don't know. I might be going crazy. I don't know. But guys, really think about it, man. $30 million is a lot of money, guys. That's a lot of money that Jon Jones is at. That is really F you money. F you than a motherfucker. It's that type of money, man. Do you understand what you can buy with $30 million? You can go ahead and buy 5 Lamborghinis. You can go ahead. I went ahead and looked at houses in Vegas. Now, I went ahead and did also Albuquerque, New Mexico. But let's be honest, there's no way in hell John Jones gets 2 houses in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That would be the dumbest move ever. So I went ahead and looked at some places where it's very much popular. California, I took it off the list because you guys seen the wildfires in California. I'm pretty sure no one wants to live in California at this point now. But Vegas probably is the next best option other than California. And let's look at that. Let's look at some houses that you can get. $15 million if John Jones wins. Look, this is what $15 million can get you guys. One fight from John Jones can basically pay this off. This is what John Jones is asking for. One fight from John Jones can basically pay this house off. One fight from John Jones, you can go ahead and live like this. This is one fight that John Jones is asking for. So he can live lavish for freaking life. Now, granted, he doesn't need to get a big house, but that's an example of what $30 million can get you. And this is basically half of what he's asking for. Wow, this is a beautiful ass house. But we're not house hunting right now, guys. We're just talking about the Tom Aspinall, John Jones thing, man. And I think this is going to be interesting down the line and down the future, man. And this is going, and I hope John Jones don't retire, man. I do think he vacates his belt, and if he does vacate his belt, it makes him look a little bit ugly, because he didn't take the Tom Aspinall fight. And if he does anything other than take the Tom Aspinall fight, I really does think it hurts him in the long run in terms of retirement. He'll probably never hear the end of him quote unquote ducking Tom Aspinall. So the fight is Tom Aspinall. I don't want to see Alex Pereira nor John Jones vacate the belt. I want to see the belt on the line. World Heavyweight Championship fight. 2 heavyweights going at it at war. John Jones getting FU money, win or lose, and whoever gets it, gets it. All in all, guys, you know the drill. I ain't gotta tell you to. You already should know to. Like the video, subscribe. It's your boy Fetty MMA. And I'm out.